So in this session, we will start that the next topic, and the title of the topic is bipolar junction transistor. In short, you can call it a BJT. B stands for bipolar, J stands for junction, and the transistor. So this is the second basic components in that electronics field is that we call it a transistor. Okay. So first, before that, in the previous topic, we discussed that the diode. Diode is the first basic component. And now the second component, we call it a transistor. And the one more thing is that this transistor is also made with the silicon and the germanium. It means that the transistor is also the semiconductor material, or it is also made up with the semiconductor material here. But the name it is given as a bipolar junction. It means that, as you know that a PN junction diode, it has a one junction, one depletion layer. But this transistor has two junctions or two depletion layer. That's why the name of this component is given as a bipolar junction transistor. And that another one reason is that the electrons and the holes can conduct the current. Means both the things will conduct the current. That's why the name is given as a bipolar junction transistor here. And I think you are little bit familiar with this transistor here. Okay. And today we are going to discuss the same thing. So let's start to discuss the basic theory about this BJT, bipolar junction transistor. Now you can try to read in that introduction. A transistor consists of two PN junction. This point may ask for MCQ type of question. Formed by sandwiching either P-type or N-type semiconductor between a pair of opposite type. Once again, try to read that sentence and try to understand the meaning of this first sentence here. A transistor consists of two PN junctions formed by sandwiching either P-type or N-type semiconductor between the pair of opposite types. And accordingly, the transistor has its two types. One we call it a NPN type transistor, and other we call PNP type of transistor. It means that if P-type of semiconductor, suppose I say that this is a P-type semiconductor, if it is sandwiched between the pair of two opposite type, and opposite type is what? N-type. So when it is sandwiched in between the N-type of a semiconductor, then this is called as NPN type of a transistor here. And the one more thing is that the transistor, it consists of two junctions. So this is the first junction, this is the second junction, and the three terminal. The diode has only two terminals, anode and cathode, but the transistor has a three terminal. The two terminals are connected to the two outer regions, and the one terminal is connected to the middle region. In this way, the transistor is two PN junctions, three terminal devices. And now here you can observe that this transistor is called as a NPN type of a transistor. And exactly reverse. When N type of a semiconductor, when it is sandwiched between the P type of semiconductor, opposite layer, then this type of a transistor is called as a PNP type of a transistor. Again, you can observe that here also you can observe the two junctions, two depletion layer, and the three terminals are there. Out of the two terminals are nothing but the two outer region, and the one terminal is nothing but the middle region is there. So in this way, in the definition of a transistor, we can say that the transistor, it contains two PN junction and having its three terminals. And there are two types of transistor. One is NPN type of transistor, other is PNP type of a transistor is there. Is it that clear? Okay. Now you can try to read it. There's some basic things related to this bipolar junction transistor. A junction transistor is a semiconductor device. It means that it is also made with a semiconductor material, silicon and the germanium, having two p-n junctions and three terminals. Just now I said that. A current in the transistor is carried by both free electrons and the holes. Hence, it is called as bipolar junction transistor here, as I already mentioned here. And there are two types. One is NPN, other is a PNP type of a transistor is there. And now see that if P-type semiconductor, if it is sandwiched between that N-type semiconductor, then it is called as a NPN type of transistor. If N-type semiconductor, if it is sandwiched between that P type of a semiconductor, then it is called as a PNP type of transistor. Now, the next point is that what is the symbol of this transistor? So here, as you say that, or as we rightly mentioned that the transistor has its three terminals. The two terminals are the two outer regions and the one terminal is the middle region. So out of that, one side of this structure is called as an emitter. Then the middle portion, it is nothing but the base, and the second end of this structure is called as a collector. So that the transistor has its three terminal. One is called as an emitter, second is called as a base, and the third is called as a collector. Okay, so when I say that NPN type of a transistor, in that the first N indicates that emitter terminal. The middle P, it indicates that the base terminal. And the last N, it indicates that the collector terminal. Get it, my point? And in terms of PNP type of transistor, again, the first P indicates that emitter, middle N indicates that base, and the last P indicates the collector here. So these are the identification of these three terminals are there. Okay, so now try to see that what is the symbol to denote that the NPN and the PNP type of a transistor here. So this is the symbol. Once again, I will draw along with it. If you want to draw the symbol for any type of a transistor, first to draw the circle. Okay, and these are the three terminals. How I can draw? Please check it. These are the three terminals. So this terminal, we say that as I want to draw the symbol for NPN type of a transistor. So as you know that N is the first terminal, P is the middle terminal, and the last N is again that outer terminal is there. So that I can say that this acts as an emitter, the middle portion acts as a base, and the second outer portion acts as a collector. And as I say that the transistor has two junctions. The one junction is present in between emitter and base. We say that junction 1. And another junction is present in between the collector and base. I say that it's a 2. So the one junction is present in between emitter and base, and another junction is present in between collector and base. So the junction which is present in between emitter and base, I say that it's a J1, is called as emitter base junction or simply emitter junction. And the junction which is present in between collector and base, that junction is called as collector to base junction or simply collector junction. Get it, my point? It means that the two depletion layer is present. One layer is present in between emitter and base, and another layer is present in between collector and base is there. So these are nothing but the symbol of NPN type of a transistor. But in that, very important thing, have you noticed it? It's an arrow. What that arrow is indicates here. So that arrow in the symbol indicates, or for that arrow, the two criteria are there. And what are these two criteria? This arrow is always in emitter to base junction. म्हणजे तो कधीच कलेक्टर टू बेस मध्ये दाखवायचा नाही. तो कायम कुठं असला दाखवला पाहिजे, emitter to base junction. And the second thing is that this arrow always indicates the direction of emitter current. Direction of emitter current. आता जर तुम्ही NPN टाइप मध्ये बघितला, that arrow is pointing away from that circle, it means that emitter current is the outgoing current for the NPN type of a transistor. And as I said that this arrow indicates the direction of emitter current, we know that current always flow from positive terminal towards the negative terminal, so that this is the arrow of NPN type of a transistor here. Get it, my friend? Now see that what is that arrow of a PNP type of a transistor? Apply that same these two criteria for this arrow. As I said that these are the emitter base collector. The middle terminal is a base. And now to indicate that arrow in that symbol, apply these two criteria. First criteria, that arrow is always in between emitter and base. Yes, it is in between emitter and base. And second criteria, the direction of emitter current is, this arrow indicates the direction of emitter current. Now, this arrow is inside the circle, so that I say that it indicates inside the circle, so that emitter current is the incoming current for PNP type of a transistor here. And we know that the current is always flow from P region to the N region, so that this is the direction of arrow. Get it, my point? Okay. So this, in this way, this slide, it just give that introduction of NPN type of transistor and PNP type of transistor. Also, it gives the symbol used for NPN type of transistor as well as PNP type of a transistor is there. So you please remember these symbols here. Okay. Now, once again, let me consider that as we rightly discussed that the two types of transistor, one is NPN type of transistor and another one is PNP type of a transistor. Is it okay? Now, NPN type of transistor means what? If I try to draw the block diagram, I say that when P type of semiconductor, when it is sandwiched between the N type of a semiconductor, then this is called as a NPN type of a transistor. So two outer regions, means there are two outer regions, N regions, are acts as an emitter and collector, and the middle region acts as a base. Similarly, when the N type semiconductor, when it is sandwiched between the two type or two P type of a semiconductor, then it is called as a PNP type of a transistor. Now, in this case, the two outer P regions acts as an emitter and the collector, and the middle portion, it will be acts as a base. Now, as you know that when there is a one in the every type of a transistor, the two junctions are there. One junction is in between emitter and base. We call it a emitter junction or simply emitter junction. And another junction is present in between collector and base. Simply we call it a collector junction. It means that now if you see this N-type semiconductor and P-type semiconductor, we know that the theory, when it is combined together in the P region, the negative ion layer is formed. And in the N region, the positive ion layer is formed. And this is called as a junction, or we say that it's a depletion. Similarly, in between collector and base, again, N and P type of junction is formed. So in the N region, the positive ion layer is already prepared. And in the P region, the negative ion layer is there. Is it right? So this is also called as a second depletion layer. So in this way, the transistor consists of two PN junctions. If you see that in the PNP type of a transistor also, the one junction is present in between emitter and base. We call it a emitter base junction or simply emitter junction. And another junction is present in between collector and base. We say that collector to base junction or simply collector junction. Again, if you observe that in between emitter and base, near to the boundary in the P region, the negative ion layer is formed. And in the N region, the positive ion layer is formed. Again, in this collector to base junction, near to the boundary in the P region, the negative ion layer is formed. And in the N region, the positive ion layer is present. As you know that in that N region, that electrons are the majority charge carriers. And in the P regions, holes are the majority charge carriers. Again, in the N region, electrons are the majority charge carrier. Here, in the P region, as you know that holes are the majority charge carriers. And in the N region, electrons are the majority charge carrier. And again, here in the P region, the holes are the majority charge carrier. Get it, my point? And if I want to see that the symbol of both the diode, once again, while drawing the symbol, the two criteria should be fulfilled. Number one, the arrow in the symbol is always in between emitter and base. And the second criteria is that arrow indicates direction of emitter current. And now we will try to draw the symbol. First draw the circle, then these three terminals. Tisra terminal kasa dakhwatoy baga. Let me assume that this is emitter, this is base, this is collector, and we are drawing the symbol for NPN type of transistor. म्हणजे हे दोन N emitter आणि collector झाले आणि जो काय P आहे तो काय base झाला. मग आपलं पहिलं जंक्शन कशा-कशामध्ये आहे? emitter to base मध्ये. हे झालं जंक्शन. दुसरं जंक्शन कोणत्या दोन टर्मिनल मध्ये आहे? collector to base. हे झालं जंक्शन. बघा. आता आपल्याला arrow दाखवायचा आहे, arrow दाखवायचा आहे या सिम्बॉल मध्ये. And that what is the first criteria? Arrow is always in between emitter and base. म्हणजे या ठिकाणी या जंक्शन मध्ये दाखवायचा आहे, या ठिकाणी दाखवायचा आहे आपल्याला. आणि तो काय करेल? Always gives the direction of emitter current. आता emitter current ची डायरेक्शन कोणती असेल? तर आपल्याला सहज सांगता येते P रिजन कडून N रिजन कडे कायम करंट फ्लो होतो. म्हणजे ही झाली डायरेक्शन इमिटर करंटची. म्हणजे या ठिकाणी इमिटर करंट हा आउटगोइंग करंट आहे. आता मी याचा सिम्बॉल ड्रॉ करतो. प्लीज कॉन्सन्ट्रेट. सर्कल, थ्री टर्मिनल्स, वन इज अ इमिटर, मिडल इज बेस, one is a collector. A one junction is always present in between emitter and base. This is a junction. Another junction is present in between collector and base. Second junction. आता आपल्याला कशाचा सिम्बॉल ड्रॉ करायचा आहे? PNP टाइपचा. म्हणजे PN आणि P. आता अप्लाय करा. पहिला क्रायटेरिया. Arrow is always in between emitter and base. म्हणजे आपल्याला या ठिकाणीच ड्रॉ करावं लागेल arrow. And it always indicates the direction of current. आता करंटची डायरेक्शन बघा. आपल्याला माहित आहे की करंट हा कायम P रिजन कडून N रिजन कडे फ्लो होतो. म्हणजे ही झाली करंटची डायरेक्शन. It means that emitter current is the incoming current. Get it, my friend? And now, please remember that the one thing, as the emitter current in the NPN type of a transistor is the outgoing current, so remaining two terminal currents are the incoming current. Means base current and the collector current are the incoming current. Why? Because here emitter current is the outgoing current. Now, in this case, in a PNP type of transistor, emitter current is the incoming current So definitely the remaining two terminal currents are outgoing current. So the base current is outgoing. Similarly, collector current is also outgoing. Is it that clear? Okay. And now I say that as you know that the transistor is made with the semiconductor material, and this is the second basic component in that electronics field. And now I can show you the transistor is nothing but two PN junction diode connected back to back. Transistor is nothing but what? Two PN junction diode connected back to back. Means how I can give the proof for it? Let's see here. When I want to draw that NPN transistor with the help of the diode, two PN junction diode, then I can draw like that. NPN type of a transistor. Now here I connected two PN junction diode connected back to back. मग आपल्याला माहित आहे हा डायोड आहे तर याचा बार म्हणजे काय असेल निगेटिव्ह आहे. निगेटिव्ह म्हणजे कोणतं रिजन झालं एन रिजन झालं. हा एरो आहे एरो म्हणजे काय झालं पी रिजन झालं. तसंच या दुसऱ्या डायोडचा पण हा झाला पी रिजन हा झाला एन रिजन. आलं का लक्षात बघा टू आउटर रिजन्स. नाउ व्हेन आय टेक दॅट द वन टर्मिनल हियर then here this terminal acts as a emitter as a n region. This terminal acts as a collector as a one n region, and the middle portion acts as a base. It's a p region. It's a emitter base collector NPN transistor. म्हणजेच तुम्ही असं पण म्हणू शकता की इमिटर टू बेस म्हणजे एक पीएन जंक्शन डायोड आणि कलेक्टर टू बेस हा दुसरा पीएन जंक्शन डायोड. बट द थिंग इज दॅट the two diode are connected back to back. आता मला PNP type of a transistor हा डायोडच्या फॉर्म मध्ये ड्रॉ करायचा आहे. How I can draw it? I can draw like this. Back to back. This is acts as a P region. This is also acts as a P region, and the cathode are connected. I say that it's a N region. This is the third terminal. So this terminal acts as an emitter, this terminal acts as a base, this terminal acts as a collector. Now see that. This is a PNP type of a transistor is there. Is this point is clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Please take a screenshot of it. Take it.
Or sir.
Now, as you know that the transistor has a three terminal. One is emitter. What is the function of this terminal? The name itself gives that it always emit the majority charge carrier. म्हणजे तो टर्मिनल काय करेल की कायम मेजॉरिटी चार्ज कॅरियर हे इमिट करेल. इमिट करेल म्हणजे काय करेल डोनेट करेल देऊन टाकेल. The second terminal we call it a base. Is it right? The base has only one job: take the majority carrier from emitter and give it to the collector. Is that it means that the function of the job of a base terminal is just to transport the majority carrier from emitter to base. Transportation चा काम करना. And the third terminal, I say that the collector terminal, the name itself gives that it will collect the majority carrier which are emitted by the emitter. Okay. And now, based on these three functions, the names are decided: emitter, base, and collector. And the doping level is also, it's different. If you observe that the function of an emitter is to emit the majority carrier. म्हणजे मेजॉरिटी चार्ज कॅरियर त्याच्याकडे जास्त असणं गरजेचं आहे की जेणेकरून तो काय करेल इट ऑलवेज डोनेट द मेजॉरिटी कॅरियर सो दॅट द डोपिंग लेवल ऑफ इमिटर इज हेवीली डोप्ड. इट्स लार्जली डोप्ड. What is the function of base? It just take the carrier and give it to the collector so that the base is very lightly doped, because it has only one job to take it and give it. and the doping of a collector is in between the emitter and base, I say that it's a moderatory dope is there. Get it my point? So based on that, these are three different regions and these three terminals are decided by the transistor here. Now you can try to read it. Emitter, first terminal of the transistor. Is it right? So the emitter name itself, it gives that it will emit the majority carrier, so that it is a thick, heavily doped layer. This supplies, donate, emit a large number of majority carriers for the current flow through the transistor. This is the basic function of the emitter here. Now see that the second terminal, I say that it's a base. It is very thin and very lightly doped central layer, and the job of that base is to transport the majority carrier from emitter to collector here. And now the third terminal, I say that it's a collector. It is the other side of the base, correct? It is also the thick and moderately doped. बघा हे MCQ ला विचारले जाणारे क्वेश्चन्स आहेत. Emitter terminal, doping of emitter is heavily, doping of base is lightly, and the doping of a collector is either moderately. This layer collects the major portion of the majority carrier supplied by the emitter. It means that it will collect it. Get it my point? And now, based on these three functions, now I can draw the block diagram of this NPN type of a transistor and the PNP transistor. It a little bit different way is there. As you know that the three regions are there. Out of that, the base region is very thin and very lightly doped, so that I can show that the base region is very thin. As compared to emitter and collector, the area of the base region is very small. I say that it's an NPN type of a transistor. This is emitter, which is heavily doped, and the heavily doped, it indicates that the emitter region will contain the large number of free electrons in the NPN type of a transistor here. The base region is lightly doped. It means that very few lightly doped and it's very thin, means size is also very less, and the number of holes present in that P regions are also very less. And the doping of a collector is moderatory, so that I say that the free electrons are present in this collector region, but as compared to that emitter region, the number of free electrons in that collector regions are less because it is moderately doped. This is the base region, this is the collector region. If I want to draw the PNP type of a transistor, then I can draw like that. So P and P type of a transistor. Now this is that emitter, which is heavily doped. It means that the large number of holes are present. That N region is the base. It's very thin and very lightly doped. It means that few free electrons are present here. And the last one portion is a collector region. As it is a P region, as it is moderately doped, it means that the holes are present in that collector region. As compared to the emitter, the number of holes present in the collector regions are less. Means, with the help of the doping level, can I say that the doping of emitter region is greater than the collector region, and the doping of collector region is greater than the base region? Do you agree with this statement? Get it my point?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
And then another point is that, have you noticed both the diagram, which region the physical size is greater? Physical size, I say that. If you observe that the physical size of a collector region, I have purposefully shown greater than as compared to the remaining two regions. It means that based on that physical size, the purposefully, the physical size of a collector region is greater than, आता त्याच्या खालोखाल collector नंतर size कुणाची मोठी आहे? Emitter region, and the base region is always having the physical size very less because it is indicated here thin. It's a base is there. In this way, the transistor is actually prepared. It is actually constructed here. Now, as you know that the reason behind it, why the doping level of emitter is greater, because it has its function to emit the majority carrier, so that it is. Then what is the reason why the physical size of a collector region is greater here? Because the most of the heat, it will be dissipated in that collector region. That's why the physical size of a collector region is made high as compared to that emitter region is there. Actually, this is the point is that. But if you observe in number of textbooks or in the internet, the physical size of a collector region and the emitter region, it shows as equal. No doubt about it. But practically, the case is like that. And based on that, the two things you have to remember. But before that, okay, let me try to remove it. You just try to read it. In the most common method of a biasing of a transistor, the emitter base junction is forward bias. Very important concept. Emitter base junction is always connected in a forward bias, and collector base junction is always connected in a reverse bias. This helps an easy flow of a majority carrier supplied by that emitter through the transistor is there. So right now, you just keep these things in your mind. The emitter to base junction is always connected in forward, and collector to base junction is always connected in a reverse. These things, you please keep these things. And now see that the next slide, a transistor has three regions. Okay. One is an emitter, second is a base, and third one is a collector. So as I rightly mentioned here, the doping of emitter region is heavily, base is a lightly, collector is moderate, and physical size, the physical size of a collector region is large, base is already thin, and the emitter is moderate. Based on that, 6 MCQs are formed. So it's my request to you all, please take a screenshot of this slide. Okay. Okay. And now see that, now please concentrate here. So here, as I already mentioned here, the transistor has a 2 PN junction. One is in between emitter and base terminal. We call it an emitter base junction, or simply emitter junction. It is indicated with this. And another one is in between collector and base terminal. We call it a collector base junction. We can call, or we can denote it with JCB or JC. Simple. Okay. And now, as you know that the 2 junctions and the 3 terminals are present or for the transistor, and based on that, how the junction is connected practically, how the junctions are connected practically, the transistor can be operated in these 4 different regions. Now, what is that? Emitter junction, emitter to base junction. If you connect it in a forward bias, collector to base junction, if you connect it in a reverse bias, then we say that the transistor is operated in an active region. If both the junctions are connected in a forward bias, the transistor is operated in saturated region. If both the junctions are connected in reverse bias, the transistor is operated in cutoff region. And if exactly reverse of the first condition, if the emitter junction is reverse bias and collector junction is forward bias, the transistor is operated in inverted region. It means that depending upon how these 2 junctions